Middle East, U.S. bombers striking Iran-backed Houthis in Yemen.
U.S. jets have struck these Iranian-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen since President Trump returned to the White House.
Iran's supreme leader now issues a dire new warning.
Trump administration will continue to attack the Houthis and try to destroy.
The mountain shook, then vanished in a cloud of dust and fire. These words from a local witness capture the moment U.S. F-35 struck a Houthi command center hidden in Yemen's northern mountains. This event holds strategic significance, affecting the balance of power in the Red Sea shipping lanes. Yet, how might the challenging terrain hinder these high-tech strikes? This question opens a deeper analysis of the geopolitical implications. As the bombing campaign intensifies, can it achieve what years of conflict have not? The answer remains uncertain, leaving us to ponder the future of this complex situation. The F-35C brings unique capabilities to Yemeni engagements, with its advanced sensor fusion and low observable design, akin to a stealth surgeon operating with precision. Its ANAPG-81 AESA radar maps terrain contours while maintaining emissions control to avoid detection, crucial against Houthi radar networks. The aircraft's distributed aperture system offers spherical infrared awareness, enabling pilots to track ground threats even during steep climbouts from mountain valleys. This technical edge is why CENTCOM assigns the F-35C to high-value target strikes, rather than broader interdiction missions. Houthi engineers have adapted by tunneling deeper than coalition weapons were designed to penetrate. The Al Jaf complex struck last week featured a 3-level subterranean structure, with the command center beneath 30 meters of alternating granite and limestone layers. Post-strike imagery shows the GBU-31 bunker buster only reached the 2nd level before detonating, leaving the lowest chamber operational. This pattern is common across multiple sites, where even successful penetrations often fail to achieve complete target neutralization. Recent Pentagon assessments highlight a significant gap between tactical execution and strategic impact. While F-35Cs achieved a 94% mission success rate in reaching targets during November and December, follow-up surveillance confirmed only 68% of hardened facilities were fully destroyed. This discrepancy arises from Yemen's unique geology and Houthi construction techniques. Reinforcement methods include poured concrete layered with compacted earth, creating energy-absorbing barriers that blunt the effects of even 2,000-pound penetrators. Some tunnels incorporate zigzag designs that further diminish blast propagation. A classified Defense Intelligence Bulletin from January underscores these operational challenges. Their analysis of 12 strikes against mountain targets found that facilities with over 20 meters of overhead cover had a 73% probability of retaining some functionality post-strike. Newer Houthi sites are being excavated deeper than 30 meters to counter U.S. penetrating munitions, requiring 3 to 5 direct hits with current weapons for guaranteed destruction. These limitations are evident in operational data. During the December 18th strike package, 4 F-35Cs expended 16 GBU-31s against the Sada mountain complex. Satellite imagery later showed 9 of those weapons impacted within the target box, yet the facility remained partially operational with verified Houthi communications, resuming within 8 hours. Such outcomes demonstrate how terrain considerations can negate even precision-guided advantages. The target selection methodology in Yemen's recent air campaign reflects CENTCOM's objectives, degrading missile stockpiles, eliminating command nodes, and disrupting drone manufacturing. Priority targeting focuses on facilities contributing to multiple capability areas, like the Sada complex, which served as a missile storage depot and regional command hub. Commercial satellite operators captured pre-strike activity showing repeated Houthi resupply convoys entering the facility's tunnel network, confirming its operational centrality. This approach aims to maximize disruption per sortie rather than pursuing complete inventory destruction. Houthi forces maintain at least 28 verified mountain sites across 5 provinces, each containing portions of their missile arsenal and command infrastructure. This decentralized model means destruction of any single facility rarely eliminates a complete weapons system or leadership element. For instance, recent strikes against the Al-Hazm site destroyed 7 ballistic, but signals intelligence revealed the unit simply relocated operations to a prepared alternate site 18 kilometers away within 72 hours, preserving operational continuity despite material losses. The Sada mountain strike package illustrates both the potential and limitations of precision targeting. Pre-mission surveillance indicated the complex housed about 40% of Houthi medium-range missile assets, including 18 Badr-F rockets capable of reaching Saudi oil infrastructure. 2 F-35s delivered 4 GBU-31 bunker busters, with all weapons impacting within the designated target box. Post-strike forensic analysis confirmed successful penetration of 3 storage chambers, but 2 remained intact due to intervening rock strata deflecting one weapon's trajectory. Satellite-derived heat signatures confirmed secondary explosions, suggesting destruction of 8 to 12 missiles, leaving a similar quantity operational elsewhere in the tunnel network. Defense Intelligence Agency assessments reveal systematic Houthi preparedness for rapid facility restoration. Key sites maintain pre-positioned construction materials, including concrete mixes, steel reinforcement bars, and tunneling equipment in concealed locations nearby. After the January 9th strike on the Al Jaff drone workshop, satellite imagery documented reconstruction crews accessing stored materials within 4 hours of the attack. Standard rebuilding protocols first stabilize tunnel access points, then restore critical interior spaces within 5 to 7 days. Full operational capability typically returns within the 14 to 21-day window, documented across 12 recent strikes. This regenerative capacity shifts the strategic equation. Even with perfect weapon employment and intelligence, the physical separation of missile components across multiple sites ensures no single strike eliminates an entire weapon system. Command structures rotate personnel between hardened facilities, maintaining institutional knowledge despite leadership losses. Drone assembly uses modular components stored separately, enabling rapid re-establishment of production lines. These adaptations convert successful target destruction into temporary degradation. The GBU-72 Advanced 5K Penetrator is the primary weapon against Yemen's fortified mountain targets. This 5,000-pound bunker buster, with its hardened steel casing and delayed fuse, can penetrate 18 meters of reinforced concrete before detonation. It represents a significant improvement over previous generations, maintaining accuracy during descent and penetration phases. Pentagon testing confirms a 95% probability of penetration against standardized targets at Nellis range. However, Yemen's geological composition poses unique challenges. Surveys show granite bedrock underlies 67% of Houthi mountain facilities. Unlike the limestone in Iraq and Afghanistan, granite's density and strength reduce weapon effectiveness. Air Force assessments indicate a 40% decrease in penetration depth when impacting granite. The crystalline structure often shatters deflector plates, reducing performance in 18% of impacts. The January 17th strike on Marib's Sector 4 facility highlighted these limitations. A suspected missile storage chamber lay beneath 25 meters of granite and sandstone. The first GBU-72 penetrated only 14 meters, detonating harmlessly. Camera footage showed the granite deflected the penetrator 2.3 degrees off vertical. A second strike achieved deeper penetration but missed the target chamber. Only a third strike within 1.2 meters of the previous crater confirmed chamber penetration. Weapon effectiveness is tied to geological intelligence. The Air Force's Combat Target Materials Program analyzes penetration across various geological composites, considering factors like rock porosity and density gradients. In Yemen, 43% of strikes deviate from expected performance due to incomplete subsurface mapping. The Houthis exploit this by choosing sites with complex fault lines that disrupt trajectories. Pilots must adapt in real time. Strike packages now include last-minute trajectory adjustments based on radar data from F-35C sensor suites. During the February 3rd Al Jaff engagement, pilots adjusted release altitudes by 300 feet due to unexpected density variations. These adjustments add complexity, especially in Yemen's low visibility conditions. While GBU-72s can reach buried chambers, their delayed fusing often prevents optimal blast positioning. Post-strike analysis shows only 28% of detonations occur within target spaces. Most explode during penetration or in non-critical areas. Houthi tunnels with blast doors and choke points contain explosive effects, limiting damage even when detonations occur as intended. Within 48 hours of the February 10th strikes against Houthi mountain sites, commercial vessels in the Red Sea reported 7 missile engagements. This rapid response highlights the resilience of Houthi command networks despite intensive bombardment. The group maintains continuity through distributed leadership and redundant communications, enabling missile crews to receive firing authorization even after major facility strikes. Commercial maritime tracking data confirms launches from 3 separate coastal sectors, demonstrating coordinated operations after attacks meant to disrupt command capabilities. The Houthis employ a mobile launch doctrine to counter precision strikes. Intelligence indicates they maintain about 300 modified civilian trucks for rapid missile deployment. These vehicles transport pre-fueled missiles to pre-surveyed launch positions, minimizing setup time while maximizing concealment. Recent CENTCOM reports document launch sequences from identification to firing, averaging 87 minutes, with some crews ready in under 60 minutes. The trucks move primarily at night, using Yemen's network of wadis and agricultural roads to avoid detection. Satellite imagery shows only 12% of suspected launch vehicles were destroyed in January-February strikes due to their mobility and camouflage. Operational decentralization makes the launch network resistant to disruption. Each mobile team operates semi-independently with pre-assigned launch zones and multiple backup sites. CENTCOM assesses current Houthi force structure, includes at least 60 active launch teams across western Yemen, with only 3 confirmed eliminations during the latest campaign. The teams rotate missiles between approximately 200 concealed storage caves and surface hide sites, preventing stockpile depletion through single-point strikes. Launch procedural adaptations further complicate interception efforts. The Houthis conduct shoot-and-scoot operations using multiple decoy vehicles near actual launch positions. For instance, on February 12th, 2 Reaper drones attacked empty launch positions while the actual missile teams relocated undetected. Post-strike reconnaissance confirmed the teams launched again within 36 hours from new positions 18 kilometers away. Weapons modification enhances this mobile capability. Recent debris analysis shows Houthi technicians have adapted Iranian-supplied missiles with modular fuel systems allowing safer transport. These changes reduce maximum range by 15 to 20%, but enable faster launch preparation. Technical intelligence confirms at least 4 missile variants now incorporate features like removable oxidizer tanks and sectional warheads. This combination of mobility and electronic warfare challenges the current bombing strategy. While strikes destroy infrastructure, the core launch capability persists through dispersed, adaptive teams. This reality highlights the limitations of relying solely on air power against an adversary optimized for asymmetric survival, prompting a re-evaluation of strategies to neutralize the threat. Joint Special Operations Command has crafted detailed plans for ground raids against key Houthi mountain facilities, identifying nearly 300 potential targets since January. This potential ground invasion resembles a high-stakes chess match, where strategic risks are paramount. Tier 1 units would use stealth helicopters and all-terrain vehicles to penetrate tunnel complexes. However, 83% of priority targets lie within limestone formations filled with natural caves, posing significant challenges. These formations could channel defenders and trap assault forces, with adversaries fortifying passageways with improvised explosive devices and weaponized tunnels since 2015. The 2017 Yakla raid offers a cautionary tale. During that mission, a Navy SEAL team faced intense enemy fire after a helicopter crash. Present-day Houthi bases are even more fortified, with seismic sensors and pre-sighted mortar positions covering potential insertion zones. These facilities feature false tunnel entrances and kill zones designed to counter special operations tactics. Pentagon simulations predict catastrophic casualty rates in sustained ground operations. War games at Marine Corps Base Quantico modeled a 90-day campaign against Houthi strongholds, projecting 32 to 48% casualty rates for assault units. These losses would surpass recent experiences in Iraq and Afghanistan, where casualty rates were below 15%. The simulations highlight vulnerability during exfiltration phases, when injured personnel would need extraction under fire through contested terrain. Equipment losses would add to the human cost. The Yakla operation showed how Yemen's environment can defeat advanced platforms, with significant asset losses. Current estimates suggest each mountain assault could result in air asset losses valued at $45 to $75 million. Supply column ambushes would further degrade equipment readiness, with Houthi forces targeting logistical vehicles. Political ramifications may outweigh military considerations. The Saudi-led coalition's operations between 2017 to 2019 show how casualties can undermine domestic support. U.S. decision-makers face similar challenges, as polling indicates American voters would oppose ground deployments after reaching approximately 350 combat deaths. Human intelligence gaps present additional obstacles. While overhead imagery maps surface features, planners lack detailed schematics for most tunnel complexes. Only 22% of known Houthi facilities have been penetrated by informants or technical assets, increasing the likelihood of operational surprises. Despite its tactical appeal, the ground option remains strategically unviable. Terrain challenges, casualty projections, and political constraints make large-scale deployments impractical, leaving policymakers with imperfect options. The Red Sea is a vital artery for global trade, handling about $1 trillion in annual commerce, which is 12% of the world's maritime traffic. It connects Asia and Europe with over 20,000 vessels passing through each year. The Bab el-Mandeb Strait, at its narrowest point, is just 18 miles wide, making it a vulnerable choke point. Container ships carrying essential goods must navigate this passage, often within range of Houthi coastal defenses. Since November, there have been 37 confirmed attacks on merchant vessels, prompting major shipping companies like Maersk and Hapag-Lloyd to reroute around Africa's Cape of Good Hope. The economic impact of these disruptions is significant. Insurance premiums for Red Sea transits have surged from 0.1% to 0.5% of cargo value, adding about $1 million in extra costs per voyage for a standard 10,000 TEU container ship. This increase affects global supply chains, with the World Bank estimating a 7 to 14% rise in consumer goods prices for items usually routed through Suez. The alternative route around Africa adds 10 to 14 days to transit times and burns an additional 1 million gallons of fuel per vessel. If these conditions persist through 2024, global GDP growth could drop by 0.5%, according to the International Monetary Fund. Energy markets are particularly vulnerable. Around 7% of the world's oil supply passes through the Red Sea daily. Brent crude prices have shown 45% higher volatility since the Houthi attacks intensified. Tanker operators now demand $2.5 million premiums for Middle East to Europe routes, up from $800,000 last summer. These costs strain European refineries already dealing with reduced Russian imports, potentially leading to further drawdowns on strategic petroleum reserves. Gas markets face similar pressures, with LNG carriers avoiding the region and European benchmark prices spiking 17% in January. The shipping industry's adaptations reveal deepening concerns. Major carriers have activated risk surcharges ranging from $500 to $2,500 per container for Red Sea voyages. Some vessels now sail with armed security details, while others implement blackout procedures, running without navigation lights through high-risk zones. These measures increase operational cost without guaranteeing safety, as shown when Houthi missiles struck the MT Pollux despite its security team. These economic realities highlight the strategic importance of maritime security, as the U.S. bombing campaign aims to restore deterrence and allow maritime traffic to resume normal patterns. The arrival of the USS Carl Vinson and Harry S. Truman carrier strike groups in the Red Sea paints a dramatic picture of U.S. military might. These carriers, with their powerful air wings, now dominate the skies over Yemen, executing continuous combat air patrols and striking targets with precision. This formidable presence allows for rapid responses to emerging threats, particularly enhancing night operations with advanced thermal targeting pods on FA-18 EF Super Hornets. However, this increased operational tempo comes at a cost. The Truman Strike Group has extended its deployment by 45 days, leading to the cancellation of crucial maintenance at Norfolk Naval Station. The carrier's systems are under strain, operating beyond their designed capacity, and air wing readiness is compromised as squadrons cannibalize parts to keep aircraft mission-capable. These stopgap measures threaten long-term fleet readiness. Personnel fatigue adds to the challenges. The Truman's crew has been at sea for 197 days without a port call, surpassing Navy guidelines. Fatigue-related incidents have risen by 41%, including aviation mishaps due to exhaustion. Emergency crew rotations offer limited relief, and the Carl Vinson's arrival, while helpful, has its air wing operating at unsustainable rates. Navy studies highlight the limits of sustainability. Historical data shows carrier air wings maintain peak effectiveness for only 60 to 90 days of continuous operations. Beyond this, mission-capable rates decline, with the Truman's air wing already experiencing degradation. Depot-level maintenance could restore capability, but this requires returning stateside, which is not feasible under current demands. Strategically, while the second carrier temporarily boosts strike capacity, this advantage is fleeting. Analysts predict a decline in effectiveness as both air wings face extended deployment fatigue. Tactical successes, like the February 18th strike on Hodeidah, are impressive but unsustainable. The Houthis adapt, using lulls to fortify positions, aware of the carrier's operational cycles. The naval buildup showcases American resolve but highlights strategic dilemmas. Doubling strikes against Houthi targets cannot overcome their decentralized structure and terrain advantages. As both strike groups near their limits, planners must decide whether to extend deployments or reduce intensity. This situation underscores the broader challenge of a campaign where success is measured by survival, not territorial control. The conflict trajectory suggests three potential end states, each presenting operational dilemmas rather than clean solutions. A negotiated settlement would require concessions on shipping security that neither Washington nor Riyadh seem willing to grant. Given current Houthi demands, the group insists on linking any ceasefire to resolutions in Gaza, complicating diplomacy. Containment strategies face similar challenges, as seen in the Saudi experience between 2015 and 2022, where intermittent bombardment failed to prevent Houthi territorial gains. Full regional escalation involving direct strikes on Iranian assets risks expanding the conflict beyond Yemen's borders without guaranteeing Houthi capitulation. The Saudi-led coalition's experience underscores the limitations of aerial bombardment. Despite over 23,000 airstrikes between 2015 and 2021, militants remained entrenched in key strongholds like Sada. Post-conflict analysis showed only 18% of targeted facilities were permanently disabled, with most returning to functionality within 60 days. Current U.S. operations mirror these patterns, albeit with greater precision. The difference in bomb tonnage doesn't alter the fundamental challenge of penetrating Yemen's granite formations or the Houthis' ability to disperse assets. CIA field assessments highlight Iran's capacity to rapidly regenerate Houthi capabilities. The smuggling route through Oman's Musandam Peninsula allows Tehran to resupply missile components within 6 weeks, masked as commercial fishing activity. Recent interdictions show upgraded components, including solid-fuel rocket engines and compact guidance systems, enabling faster reconstitution of launch capabilities. Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps technicians maintain a presence along Yemen's coast to facilitate repairs. The weapons pipeline operates with worrying efficiency. February intelligence intercepts revealed Iranian suppliers discussing shipments of 25 medium-range ballistic missiles, with tracking confirming 3 successful deliveries before U.S. naval interdictions stopped the remainder. This modular approach ensures no single interdiction cripples the entire supply chain. Economic pressure points show limited leverage. Despite freezing $7 billion in Yemeni assets and imposing strict banking sanctions, the measures have failed to degrade Houthi military funding streams. The group funds approximately 87% of its operations through domestic taxation and fees. Local administrators collect customs duties at Hodeidah port and impose protection fees on businesses, generating an estimated $2 billion annually. The most probable outcome remains an extended stalemate, akin to an endless tug-of-war. U.S. forces will likely maintain carrier presence and periodic strikes to enforce red lines on shipping attacks. This equilibrium reflects Middle Eastern conflict realities where technological superiority doesn't necessarily translate into political resolution. Yemen's mountains will likely continue absorbing precision munitions for years, influencing global commerce far beyond their geological footprint. The F-35C strikes highlight the paradox of modern precision clashing with ancient defenses. These 5th-gen fighters penetrate Houthi mountain complexes, but can't eliminate an enemy thriving underground. The Carl Vinson and Truman sorties degrade capabilities but can't secure victory without unsustainable escalation. Yemen's granite formations endure as timeless sentinels against modern warfare, symbolizing asymmetric resilience. For strategists, the conflict underscores a harsh truth. Technological might doesn't ensure victory against adaptable foes. The Houthis' survival amid bombardment ensures their influence over Red Sea commerce persists, challenging the limits of even the most advanced military strategies.